Hey guys, what's going on? James Beattie here, back with Ecom Insiders, and today I'm going to talk about the top 3 ways you can go out there in 2018 and make money. I'm actually going to break it down into 3 different categories. Number 1 is how you can go out there and make money. This idea will let you make money without having any cash on hand. So anyone can go do this. There's no excuses. All it takes is your time, a laptop, and an internet connection, and you can start making money today. Number 2, it requires a very small investment, but it has a massive upside where you could make potentially millions. And number 3 is how you can really multiply the money you make from business number 2 and start to really reap in the benefits and start to build wealth. So this is today's episode. Let's jump into it. Okay guys, so tip number 1. Or business number 1 that you can go out there and start. This takes 0 money. All it requires is a little bit of time for you to go out there and invest time in learning a little bit so you actually have a skill that you can sell and sell your services. So this is pretty much freelancing, and anyone can do this. This is how I actually got started about 4 or 5 years ago online, and this is how I made my first dollar online. It's super easy to go out there and do this to get started, and it does require effort. Like, you're not going to go out there and you're not going to get rich quick off this, and I know that a lot of my fans and a lot of people watching this video probably do dropshipping, which I'm going to talk about number 2, and they see these huge screenshots. They see 100k days, they see 100k months, $1 million months, and that's what they want right away. But what people don't tell you and what the gurus don't tell you is that doesn't happen. You don't get that overnight. The only reason I can have success there is because I've generated money with other sort of businesses online, which give me a little base to start with, and whether that's only $500 or $1,000, having that there allows you to succeed much quicker than someone who has no money. So rather than going out there and starting a dropshipping store with maybe $100, I would recommend starting doing freelancing work. And if you've built a Shopify store, that is enough. That you have enough skill to go out there right now and start doing freelancing. So I'm going to recommend you a couple of different websites. Number 1 is People Per Hour. This is where I got started. It's where I did all my freelancing work, and you can go there and check it out. And you can literally, people post jobs all day long, hundreds and hundreds of jobs, and you can literally go in there, apply for maybe 10 to 20 jobs per day, and you'll maybe get 1 or 2 of them. Now, doesn't seem great, but if you can get 1 or 2 jobs per day for $50 each, that's $100 a day, $700 per week, which is $2,800 a month, which is a pretty average wage. But if you're doing this at night, maybe you spend 2 hours a night doing this for a month. Now you've got $2,800 plus maybe a little bit of money from your job. You can take that money and invest it into another business, and that's where you really start to compound your money and start to make a lot more. So People Per Hour is the first one. Upwork is the second one, and I don't really recommend Fiverr, but there's other ones like onlinejobs.ph and stuff, but I would say stick to People Per Hour, stick to Upwork, and also look for Facebook groups and join entrepreneurial Facebook groups. There's tons of people posting jobs that they need done. And look, you might have to take on odd jobs. You might have to do something that you're a little bit not comfortable with, but you'll learn a ton from this that you can apply to other businesses in the future. So I highly recommend going out there and doing this. It's a really good experience. It gives you a ton of stuff, sales experience, talking back and forth. It gives you experience with dealing with clients, dealing with people, and whether or not you go on to start a dropshipping business or an e-commerce business, these skills are invaluable everywhere else in your life. If you just go and get a corporate job, these skills will help you. It's actually how I got a job at PwC. If I had never done freelancing and I hadn't been able to talk about that in my interview, I probably wouldn't have ever got a job at PwC, because honestly my grades are pretty terrible and I didn't do well at school. The only reason I landed a top tier accounting firm job was because I had experience dealing with clients when I was doing this on the side after school and stuff like that. So even if you're a teenager, you can still go out there and do this. So put the effort in. And one thing I will say, when you're applying for these jobs, use video proposals. You might think, oh, I'm not comfortable on camera. Just get on it, get started. If you watch this video and go back and look at a video from a year ago from me, the difference is, it looks like I'm a different person. It's crazy how much you improve just by doing something every single day. So get comfortable with the camera, start building a personal brand, and start going out there and doing some freelancing work so you can build cash to invest in other businesses. So that's number 1. Go out there and do that. If you've no cash, that is the way to get started. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little tip. Let's talk about business number 2. Okay guys, so business number 2 is my favorite business. It's really where I got started with making a lot of money. You know, I did the freelance and stuff, I did some Instagram stuff, and I made good money there. But really where I started to make some serious cash was when I started dropshipping. I went from, in my first month, well, you know, my first month I think I did a couple $100 because I was really getting things set up. But my first full month in dropshipping, I made $14,000. And about $3,000 of that was profit. Then I went ahead and I think in my second month did about 48K or so, and then the third month, 6-figure month. Within 3 months I went from 0 to 6 figures. In other industries that probably sounds pretty crazy, but with the power of Facebook and dropshipping, the two combined, if you have a good product, you can really push it and make a lot of money super fast. So what is dropshipping essentially if you don't know? Basically it's, you can start an e-commerce business without ever touching any stock. And a lot of people think of dropshipping as this sort of, it's essentially just a business model. Really, dropshipping is the fulfillment side of your business and how you fulfill your orders. So initially when people think of an e-commerce business, you probably think of ordering a ton of products to your house, paying maybe a couple of grand for stock, and then when someone has orders a product from you, you slap the label on and you bring it to the post office and ship it out. With dropshipping, you don't have to do any of that. So the big benefits of it really are, you know, you don't have to lay out any money on stock. You don't have to, you know, order stock in and outlay a ton of cash. So it's a very cheap business model to get started with, and it's super scalable. So what we like to do is use a website called AliExpress. We go and we sell products on Facebook. So we advertise a product that we get from AliExpress. We advertise it on Facebook. Customers come to our website, give us $20. With that $20, we then go and purchase the product from AliExpress for $2 or $3, and then we take the profit. So $17 profit minus maybe $7 over here on Facebook. So essentially we make $10, but we get that $20 first before, you know, we have to order the product. So a customer gives us $20. We use that $20 they give us to buy the product and the shipping, and then the supplier, we send that order to the supplier who then ships the product directly to the customer. So a lot of the work is really taken out of it, and most of the work comes down to the Facebook advertising side of it. And it's not just Facebook, you can use other traffic sources as well, but it is probably the easiest way to start getting orders is through Facebook. So that's model number 2, and I think it's probably best to have $500 to $1,000 to get into dropshipping and really make it work. And if you want to learn more about it, there's a ton of info on my channel. And if you actually want like a full start to finish guide, I do have a full e-commerce course where students have done millions of dollars in sales, and you can get that in the first link in the description. But that's number 2, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Number 3 is really one that has taken my attention just coming into late 2017, early 2018 where we are now, and it's really grabbed my attention. That is the cryptocurrency markets. Literally in the past probably month, I've made about 25 grand off cryptocurrencies. And you know, I invest a very minimal amount of my net worth in high risk investments, and my high risk investments right now are cryptocurrency because massive gains can be made. So for me, I've laid out about $5,000, which is an extremely small portion of my net worth. But I've turned that into 30,000. And I know guys out there who are much more high risk than me. They like to put money out there. And look, you could start with $3,000 and that might be 100%. That might be your life savings. And you go out there and put it in, it blows up. But you could also lose it very quickly. And you've got to be aware of that. That in the cryptocurrency game, it is a very new market and it's very volatile, and you don't really know what you're doing with your money because you could lose it very quickly because it's such a new market. No one really knows what's going on. So that is a place where you can make a ton of money, but I highly recommend creating an actual business first. So you can have an actual freelancing business where you're making money, you've got consistent clients, you've got money coming in every week, and you know it's consistent. The same with e-commerce. You can, you know, predictably predict your sales for the next month, for the next 3 months, and know that you're gonna have money coming in down the line, and you can build a business that's actually sellable. And I like to take my profits from my drop shipping and my e-commerce businesses and put a little bit of them into these high risk investments. And I also have lower risk investments like stocks, and eventually we're going to get into some real estate. But cryptocurrency is a huge market right now, and I do recommend doing your own research. I don't really teach anything about it on my channel because I don't feel I'm qualified to do it. I don't feel like I'm an expert. Where I focus is e-commerce, and that's what I know and that's what I teach, and I love it, and I'm always going to stay in that. I invest a very small amount of time each week into cryptocurrency, but I know there's value there, but I know it's also super high risk. but I'm very much a buy and hold investor, and I invest in companies that I think have potential. A lot of people are out there day trading and swing trading on the currencies, and I don't really know much about that. I don't want to learn about it. So what I do is I go and I read the white papers of a lot of different cryptocurrencies. And you know, you're in the groups. If you're on Facebook and you're sort of in that make money online niche, I'm sure you've seen your friend who used to be a plumber and now he's a cryptocurrency expert, because everyone and their granny is getting into cryptocurrency now. And you know, rightly so. It's a new space and there's a lot of money to be made. But I like to value invest, and I like to jump into coins that I think have long-term potential, and I think they provide value to the market, versus just speculating on a coin that, oh, I hope this goes up in the next 3 days and then I'll cash out. A lot of the coins I'm holding, I plan to hold for the next 12 to 36 months and see where they go. If you had have invested 5k in the top 10 cryptocurrencies on the 1st of January 2017 and held them until the end of 2017, you would have hit $655,000. So if you take a very small portion of your dropshipping earnings, maybe you earn 10 grand a week dropshipping, you put 5 of that in there into that cryptocurrency and just leave it there for a year and let it grow. You're still making money over here with your other businesses, and let your crypto go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I've really enjoyed talking to you about these 3 models, and hopefully it gives you some ideas, especially you guys out there who don't have any cash and maybe you're lacking money to run Facebook ads or whatnot. Go start a freelancing business, make some money within a month, and invest that in your dropshipping business. Then once you start making money dropshipping, start to invest it elsewhere, in crypto, real estate, stocks, whatever it is, to bring you in passive income while you sleep. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, turn on notifications, and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video and leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you do want to join Ecom Domination, which is that flagship course which takes you start to finish from starting up an e-commerce dropshipping store, the link will be in the description. You can grab it there, get started, and we hold your hand all the way through setting that up and getting you to a profitable store. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.